What's going on, guys? It's Uncle Obi again. I think it's time to answer this question. A month ago, somebody hit me up on IG. This young man that hit me up, he's trying to join the military, the Air Force. So he would like to know, like, how's it like being a sneakerhead while in the military? This is something special to me because I don't know, I'm in the military and I'm really passionate about, being in the Air Force. And that's why, I wanted to make this a content. Like I said, he hit me up a month ago. Thank you for your service. It's greatly appreciated. If you can get back to me, it would mean so much. So I said, what's up? And then he said, I want to go to the Air Force and I'm a sneakerhead myself. I want to know from your experience, was it hard collecting shoes as you were in the service as far as staying on base? And then he said he's into fashion and basically like I said, what is it like being a sneakerhead in the military? Since I wanted to show people being a sneakerhead in the military is really, really, really great because of the networking. I invited a few of my sneaker friends. Some of them I haven't really even met in person, but I feel like, I've known them, since I started collecting shoes because, like I said, of the networking. So I came up with a few questions for them to answer. Well, I'm going to be answering those questions too. So you guys can see what their, take on, being a sneakerhead in the military as well. And not just, my point of view. I invited one person from the Navy, founder of the group Military Sneakerheads, Terrance Michael. And then I got my Air Force sister, Lynette Michelle. I have one from the Army, Michael Roach, which his shoe game, you guys should check him out on IG. His shoe game is out of this world. Crazy, man, crazy. I want to be like you when I grow up. Of course, I got my Air Force brother, Rambi, Francisco. So I'm gonna go first. They call me Obi, Uncle Obi. I've been in the military, in the Air Force for 9 years and some change. I enlisted back in January 2011 out of California. I'm currently stationed in Germany. I just got here in January. Before this, I was in Korea.
It's T-Ribs. I'm in the Navy, clearly. Best branch there is. No pun intended. I've been in the Navy almost 8 years. July makes 8 years, and I'm currently stationed down here in San Diego.
Hey, I'm Lynette Mitchell. Everyone calls me Nettie. I'm Miss Nettie on IG and Snapchat and all my social media. I'm in the Air Force. I've been in the Air Force for 15 years, currently stationed at Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, middle of nowhere. I'm in the process of PCSing to Dina Air Force Base in Japan. I'm super excited about that.
So a little background about me. Nickname, they call me Roach. That's my last name, it's pretty unique, so whatever. I'm in the Army. I've been in the Army 12 years, and I'm currently stationed in Fayetteville, North Carolina at Fort Bragg.
My name's Rambi. I'm stationed here in Ramstein Air Force Base, Germany. Been in 13 years in the U.S. Air Force.
So let's answer these questions. The first question that I have is, how long have you been collecting sneakers? For me, I've been collecting shoes since around early 2000. I left the Philippines when I was 17 years old back in 2004. Like I said, I was broke when I got to Cali. I couldn't really work. We weren't allowed to work. We were only allowed to go to school. So I want to say, around 2006, 2007 was when, I started really getting into the shoe game. I've always been into sneakers way before I moved to the States, but the problem was money. Like I have mentioned in my top 10 sneakers of all time, my cousin and I would just, go, look at magazines and websites and whatnot. So this,
we're the closest.
Just to being a sneakerhead, we got I probably had about 30 pairs of shoes before I joined the military. As soon as I joined the military, started making my own money. That's when I, started really getting more serious with the shoe game.
So I've been collecting sneakers for as long as I can remember. Honestly, I was born into this. My mom had sneakers on my feet early, but I can remember actually collecting sneakers, I would say 9th grade high school, 9th, 10th grade, when I was actually working and buying sneakers for myself. That's around the time I actually started collecting. I bought a lot of sneakers at that time. I was working at the commissary because my mom was in the Navy. Yeah, I bought a ton of kicks at the time. And I put those in the storage unit. I lost all those, so I basically had to start my collection all over again. So when did I restart collecting? I would say when I moved back to New York from Florida in about 2007, 2008 is when I started collecting again. So I've been collecting for quite some time.
So I've always played sports, basketball being my favorite sport, so sneakers were always a part of my life. Every season I got a new pair. It's kind of like me and my dad's thing. We would go buy shoes, and I didn't come from a lot of money, so my basketball sneakers were always like priority. I wasn't allowed to wear them unless I was playing ball. So as soon as the season was over, I got to wear them, so that was like a special reward for me. Sneakers have always been important in my life because of that. Actually collecting sneakers, I started when I joined the Air Force, kinda. That's when I first started getting my own paycheck, getting my own money. So I was like, man, I'm gonna buy all these sneakers that I wanted while I was younger and I couldn't get. My ex was a sneaker collector also. So we when we got together, we started collecting sneakers and buying a bunch of stuff. When I came to Dias in 2011, that's when my collection really grew because, you know, I made staff and I started like getting more money. My roommate at the time was a sneakerhead, so you know we went crazy. We bought everything.
So I've been collecting sneakers since 2005. I graduated high school in 2006. My first pair of Jordans, you know what I'm saying, around that time or whatever, was the True Blue 3s. I obtained those for my brother as like a hand-me-down gesture or whatever. And since then, like, you know, I was hooked. You know, little jobs and gigs and stuff that I was working. I was basically doing it just to cop, man, but you know, I still got a couple pairs from there. It's been some years.
Man, as far as I could remember, I've told this story before, like 1996, man. I saw a famous basketball player, Alvin Patrimonio. He was wearing Jordan 11s, and then from that moment on, I knew I was a sneakerhead. So I couldn't wait to get that sneaker. Unfortunately, my mom bought me the low top versions, which you know I cried over, but yeah, so now that's one of the main reasons why I got my collection, is to relive my childhood.
Second question is, what are the pros of being a sneakerhead in the military? The biggest pro for me, in my opinion, is the networking. Being in the military, you know, we're like a close-knit group already. If you like add, you know, meeting new people with like having the same passion as you, which is like sneakers, it's like a whole nother level. We all know we can't be stationed together for forever. The connection remains the same. Say your sneaker brother moves to like a different, you know, country and whatnot, he's gonna meet new friends over there who, you know, like sneakers as well, and then, you know, you're gonna get introduced to those new friends of his, and you're gonna introduce him to your new sneaker friends. So like the networking grows like even more. I've gotten a few pairs from Europe before I even got to Europe for retail, but also it depends on the base that you're at. But like some bases, they get like releases and whatnot. Great thing about, you know, if your base gets the shoe releases is that when you buy the shoes, it's gonna be tax-free, number one, and then it's already gonna be discounted. For example, you know, a pair of Jordan 1s, you're only gonna be paying around $146 instead of paying $170 plus tax if you can get them at the mall.
Being a sneakerhead in the military, honestly, it's just the military, so we're connected. You could go anywhere, any place. I mean, it was crazy. I just did a deployment last year, or maybe the year before last, time flies. But I went to Japan, and some dude ran up to me. Shout out to you if you ever watch this YouTube video on Uncle Obi's channel. But yeah, people run up to you like, yo, that's the military sneakerheads, dude, da, da, da. So the connection of the actual military thing itself is cool. I mean, literally, I got people all over the world, just like they have people all over the world. And if people are nice, they gonna hook you up. If not, you can scratch that. Not everybody's nice, but shout out to the people who are actually looking out for their brothers and sisters. We always appreciate that. How easy is it for you to get the sneakers? It's hit or miss here. I'm in San Diego. If I was closer to LA, it would definitely be more of a hit, but I'm usually out of range for a lot of things. A lot of people here in San Diego have been here for a long time, so they already have their connects. So if you're not really in the mix with those people who have connects, you just forget it. So you're either gonna end up paying resale or hopefully get lucky and hit. Sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes I'm not. It's all right. It's decent. Just people, it could be worse, put it like that. The resources and connections from the service, I mean, I really don't have too many, to be honest. I usually use Facebook. That's like my main connection source. I have a lot of friends here and there, like I just explained. But can't say that I have a lot of connections just from the military alone. Sadly, because everybody's for the money. The game has changed, and we all know that. And for my base in San Diego, it's cool. I'm not gonna lie. I actually just hit on the DMP 6s off a raffle. That's not my first time hitting on that base. It's cool that they actually do raffles and allow people to win fairly, I guess. I don't know. Since I won, it had to be fair because I don't know nobody that worked at the next. So that's definitely been a plus. And it's a discount. Definitely, I get those for $160, no tax. So it should come up. I'm not even gonna flip those. I'm actually gonna keep those. I'm gonna add that to the collection.
What are the pros of being a sneakerhead in the military? So these are one of the things that really hit home for me, because we move places and we don't know anybody. But being a sneakerhead, you always have that connection with somebody. You hit up your sneaker family. As soon as you get to a new place, deployments, PCSs, TDYs, all of those things, the first thing you do, I know I do it, and I know a lot of other people do it, get on social media, like, hey, who's out here? Who can I link up with? Who can I meet? Who can I, and it's just a thing we do, and it keeps you grounded, and it keeps you feeling like someone has your back all the time, no matter where you're at.
One other big pro to being a sneakerhead in the military world
is we literally know everyone everywhere. So I can hit someone up in Europe for Europe releases. I can hit someone up in Asia for Asia releases. I can hit someone up on the East Coast, the West Coast, Midwest, wherever, and get my sneakers. I'm about to PCS to Japan, and my sneaker sister's out there, and she's hooking me up and making sure I'm getting taken care of and making sure that everything's ready for me when I get out there, which is there's so much love. Like, it's so much love between me and her, and she's helping me out and stuff like that. So it's really cool, like, just to know that no matter where I go, I have my family with me, and then sneakerhead.
Pros of being a sneakerhead in the military. Actually, I think we have an advantage because, us being able to be stationed in different countries, seeing different releases, seeing exclusives, or maybe that region, wherever you may be, that Foot Locker or whatever may not be up on certain kicks. So you can, acquire things a lot easier. You maintain that relationship with others on the economy or others at your duty station who already kind of know the lay of the land, and you can kind of, get in on that and perhaps, become someone that they, look out for. Of course, you're reciprocating that any way possible. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing. Outside of that, I can't really think of anything.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of pros being in the military. So yes, we don't get all the releases back home. I'm from Los Angeles. We don't get near as much, but we do get a lot of exclusive stuff and cheaper stuff if they release on base. Just an example, I know a few videos Uncle Obi showed the Jordan 5 Reds. I think they retail for 200, right? So 200 plus tax plus shipping, what's that, 230? So on base, they released them, you could get them for 160. So that's like $70 off what you would have paid outside. And then exclusive releases. Man, I got two stories for you. Supreme Louis Vuitton drop. So they only release in like 7 or 8 cities in the world. I was stationed in Korea. It was like a Saturday or Sunday. We were chilling in Seoul. And then I get a message on my phone that they just dropped Supreme in Seoul. We go over there, took a taxi, ran. The line was super long. They were like, oh, sorry, you didn't make the cut. Sorry. So we were
like, oh man, bro, we were so close. 7 cities in the world and we were here.
We got something to eat. We went back after a couple hours. They were closing up store. We just went up to the guy, and then we were like, so how was it? And then they were like, well, we got a couple pieces that we just found in the back. If you guys want to cop. So we got a couple. Uncle Obi's gonna show you later, but it's one of the Supreme camo backpacks. We got a couple other smaller pieces. This backpack I think sells over $2,500, $3,000 now. So it's a Supreme collaboration with Louis Vuitton, but could never have gotten it for retail if not for the military. Again, same day. If you guys didn't know, Remo was a luggage company actually based in Cologne, Germany. So now I'm stationed here in Germany. So same day they release, we drove for over an hour, and then yeah, we were able to cop both colors same day.
This is nice, man.
Yes, that's some of the pros of being in the military.
Number 3, cons of being a sneakerhead in the military.